All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle what is probably the biggest headache for anyone learning German: adjective endings. Specifically, we're talking about what happens when you've got an article right there in front. Get ready, because we're about to make it all click.
Okay, let's just dive right in with the problem. You see two phrases here, a red ball and the red ball. They look almost identical, right? But check out the adjective ending. One is the other is a. But why? It's the same noun, the same color, the same case. So what gives?
You know, this tiny little difference is what trips everybody up. But today, we're going to solve this mystery. And here's the secret. It's not about memorizing a million charts. It's about understanding one simple, powerful idea.
So yeah, let's call it what it is: the adjective ending mystery. And look, if this has ever made you want to tear your hair out, trust me, you are not alone. But the solution is actually way more elegant than you think.
But here it is. This is the key that unlocks the whole thing. Seriously, I want you to just push aside all those charts you've been staring at and just focus on this one simple idea. The article is boss rule. This is the little mental trick that's going to change everything for you.
So here's how it works. Think of the article, a word like der or ein, as the boss, and the adjective is its employee. Now, if the boss is clear, if it lays it all out and tells you the noun's gender and case, then the adjective gets to kick back and be lazy. But if the boss is vague, kind of wishy-washy, well, then the adjective has to step up and do all the heavy lifting.
And this gives us a super simple three-step checklist you can use every single time. First, you look at the article. Second, you ask yourself, is this boss being clear or is it being ambiguous? And third, based on that answer, boom, you assign the adjective its ending. That's really it. Let's see how this works in the real world.
All right, let's put this into practice. Case number one is what we call the mix system. This is for when you're using words like ein or mein, so indefinite articles or possessives. This is where the boss, isn't always super clear with the instructions.
This is the core of it. Think of the adjective as being on call. The second it sees an ambiguous ein or mein, it's like, okay, my turn, and it slaps on that strong ending to show everyone the gender and the case. But if it sees a very clear einen or einem, it knows the boss has it covered, and it can just take a simple, weak ending.
Okay, check this out. Our rule in action. In ein roter Ball, that little word ein, well, it's ambiguous. It could be masculine nominative, could be neuter nominative. It's not being a very clear boss. So the adjective, rot, has to do the hard work. It takes that strong ending to signal, hey, this is a masculine noun in the nominative case.
But now look at this. Ich habe einen roten Ball. The article einen is crystal clear. That N ending is basically shouting, hey, I'm masculine accusative over here. The boss is doing its job perfectly. So what does the adjective do? It gets to be lazy. It just throws on that simple, weak N ending. No extra work needed. So if you look at this whole table, you can see the pattern. See where those strong endings pop up? The R, the the E, the ES? It's only in those spots where the ein word is being vague. Every other spot, where the boss is being clear, the adjective just gets to be lazy and use that simple N.
Okay, so that was case one. Let's move on to case two, the weak system. This is what you use after definite articles like der, die, and das. And here's the great news. With this system, the boss is always clear. And that makes the adjective's job so much easier.
Actually, it's so simple that it boils down to this one really easy to remember pattern. I call it the rule of 5 E's.
Okay, look at this. When you've got a definite article like der or die, the adjective ending is just E in only 5 places. You see them highlighted right there? Everywhere else, literally everywhere else, it's just N. That's it. That's the whole rule.
So let's go all the way back to our original mystery phrase, der rote Ball. The article der is a fantastic boss. It's perfectly clear, I am masculine, I am nominative. So we ask our question, is this spot one of the 5 E's? Yep, it is. Nominative, singular, masculine. So the adjective gets that weak E ending. Simple.
Now look at this one, den roten Ball. Again, the boss den is super clear, masculine accusative. So is this one of the 5 E's? Nope. And if it's not one of the 5, what does it default to? That lazy N. See how simple that pattern is?
Okay, so let's wrap this all up into a neat little toolkit you can take with you. And more importantly, let's talk about the big mistakes people make so you can just skip them.
So really, it all boils down to the systems we just covered, right? You've got the mixed system, where the adjective helps out when the ein word is ambiguous, and then you have the weak system, after a der word, where you just follow this super simple rule of 5 E's.
And this right here, this is probably the #1 mistake that learners make. Your brain sees der and screams, masculine, put an AR on it. But no, remember the rule. The der is the boss. It's already doing the work, so the adjective gets to be lazy and take that simple, weak A. Der rote Ball. Okay, you ready? Let's do a quick practice round. How would you fill in this blank? Das ist eine gute Idee. Just look at the article. What's the boss telling you? And the answer is gute. So, why? Because we're in that mixed system, right? The boss, eine, is being a little ambiguous, so the adjective has to step up, do the work, and take that strong E ending to show that Idee is feminine. Nicely done.
All right, one more for good measure. Ich sehe den alten Mann. Same process. Look at the bus. What's it telling you? What system are we in?
You got it. It's alten. The boss here is a den, a definite article, so that puts us straight into the weak system. It's being crystal clear. So we check our rule of 5 E's. Is it one of them? Nope. So it just defaults to N. See? It works every time. So here's what I want you to take away from all this. Please stop trying to memorize those giant scary tables. From now on, whenever you see an adjective, just look at the word right before it. Look at the boss. And ask that one simple question. Are you doing your job? Are you being clear? The answer to that question tells you exactly what the adjective needs to do. You've got this.